15 years ago, on a beach in Thailand, a man was leading an elephant along the beach. On board the elephant was a young female tourist when suddenly the elephant bolted and ran to higher ground, saving the life of the young girl on board as the tsunami hit the beaches of Thailand. In that tsunami, over 4,800 people died. In the aftermath, there was 4,500 people missing. And so how did the elephant know to bolt from the beach? What happens as the tsunami comes in, the, the, the tide goes out, and then the tsunami comes in. So the elephant had recognized the telltale sign of the tide going out and had reacted to that by running away and saving the life of the young girl. There are similar warning signs today in the world for those who can recognize them. There is a phenomena that happens over and over again in the economic cycle, and that is that right before recessions or depressions, the amount of debt rises rapidly. And when debt becomes 100% of the annual income, it becomes a problem, whether it's a nation, a state, or a city, a corporation, or an individual. When your debt gets to that level, it becomes a problem. It's a real drain on the budget in order to pay it back. And we're seeing that today, that the debt is getting higher and higher and higher. It's higher than it's ever been before. And they're forcing the interest rates lower. The Federal Reserve is buying treasury bonds and notes and trying to keep that interest rate as low as possible. But eventually, people will recognize that there's some risk in all these bonds and mortgages and loans that are out there, and they're going to start demanding higher and higher interest rates in order to invest in these vehicles. And we're starting to see that now. The interest rates are starting to rise. It's still very low. There's no reason for panic. I'm not a doomsday sayer, and I don't believe Armageddon's around the next corner. But there are some warning signs that maybe the future is not going to be as bright as the leaders of government and industry are telling us today. And so I'm raising a red flag and saying there's a problem out there. Take a look at it. The world economy may be very risky at this point because there is so much debt, and people just aren't responding to it. There's no fear today. The fear level is very, very low. Of course, the leaders of industry and government are telling us that everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be just fine. And that's what they were saying back in 2007, right before the last economic downturn. And just like in tsunamis, the amount of water that's drawn out is direct proportional to the size of the tsunami coming in. And so we see that there's record levels of debt today. We can guess with pretty good forecast that the ensuing economic decline is going to also be of record size. We'll talk some more about that in the future. And like I say, I'm not a doomsayer, but I am here to raise a flag and say you might want to look at creating your own economy because the world economy is having some severe risk. It's in severe risk today. And so I'm going to leave a link below. One of the ways that I'm building my own private economy by building multiple streams of income. And you can take a look at that and see if that's something you're interested in. And we'll talk more. I've got a lot more information I want to share about cycles and different things. Besides the economic cycle, there's political cycles, and there's also empire cycles that we can talk about. What author one book calls a revolutionary cycle of 250 years. So we'll talk about those in a future video, and so stay tuned for that. subscribe to my channel, click on the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos, and take a look at the link below, see if that's something you're interested in, something that might help you build your own personal economy so that you're not at risk for the world economy. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.